The Bills beat the Steelers, and I started to, but didn't go all the way in, guys, on watching Pittsburgh radio, listening to Pittsburgh radio.
Oh, that was
Pittsburgh
such a move
YouTube.
last night.
Yeah. I saw one of their big influencers. I only said that because I don't know who this person is, but they have a lot of followers. And, one of those walk out of the stadium, give a speech.
Yeah.
And it's Fire Tomlin, start it all over again.
Yeah.
Which, it
was juicy.
Yes. I always enjoy that from fan bases that have won a lot, accepting their lot as current losers.
Yep.
The New England run for that might be over, but the Steelers' run for that is very much alive. You are a winning franchise that is very much losers now.
Steelers' Twitter was amazing to observe last night.
Yes.
Whether it was how mad they all were that they played Renegade while getting their butts kicked in the second half.
It got booed.
And apparently that was the first time it ever got booed.
Oh.
From a couple of Steelers beat reporters I saw that said, I have never heard Renegade get booed.
Wow.
And yesterday it happened.
Lines have been crossed.
And I don't know that they've ever done this, but the Fire Tomlin chants in the crowd, there's video of it, and they weren't that quiet.
Yeah.
And Tomlin got asked about the Fire Tomlin chants. He's like, I'm frustrated too, whatever. But I don't know that they've ever had Fire Tomlin chants in that crowd. They finally reached their breaking point, and it was the Bills just running the same play over and over and over and over. TJ Watt mad about that. Yeah, it was awesome.
The same play.
It really was the same play.
Yeah.
And by the way, we could play the audio later. TJ Watt said after the game, I've never seen a team run the ball, or not even run the ball. He said run the same play over and over and have it work that well.
Yep.
4 weeks ago, the Cincinnati Bengals did the same play to Jamar Chase 5 times in a row on the Steelers, and everybody pointed it out. It was on a night game. Like, this just happened to you a month ago. Yeah, they just ran the same play. You didn't adjust. That's the Steelers.
Yep.
That's the Steelers.
That's the Steelers. My favorite comment was something to this point where Seth Rohrbaugh, who covers this Pittsburgh sports for the Tribune Review, tweeted, Mike Tomlin will say something like, we can't eat soup with forks. We need spoons. And the Steelers will sign a 2018 Pro Bowler to the practice squad.
Yes.
There you go. That's the Steelers. And
also, Aaron Rodgers now folded into all of that, and he's out after everybody. He called it a poor practice week. He said that there's receivers not running the right routes.
It's accountability, and he said, I'm sure Jonnu Smith is sick about that when referencing that he didn't run the right route. Flat out
said. He named Jonnu Smith?
He said Jonnu Smith.
I didn't see that.
And on the play where he threw it to no one because Jonnu Smith broke out and he was thinking he was going to break in, he said, I threw it in, he threw it out. I'm sure he's sick about that. Oh, there it is. There's the guy that has garnered even more respect in the Pittsburgh locker room after playing through a hand injury.
Which he really should not have played through.
Probably not.
Right? He was ineffective.
Probably not. So anyway, the Bills win. It's a victory Monday. We'll talk about it with you here on WGR. 803-0550 is our phone number. I would say that there have been plenty of times where the Bills win a game, and I'll speak for myself here. I think, woof, not happy. That wasn't good. How could anyone take joy from that? It was so ugly. And I anticipate there will be some people that do that today, but I am certainly not one of them. On pregame for me, Joe, my thought going in was any win will be a good win given their injuries. And you might have plenty of things you want to take out of this game, but any win's a good win considering their injuries. And for me, it's partially that. And the other part is they didn't just eke it out. They played a stupid first half like they often do.
Yep.
The reality is if they weren't hurt, you kind of wouldn't have known it. They looked like the same team.
Yep.
And that's not to say Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown are not important, but what they do. They made a couple of nice defensive plays. This might have been one of their best defensive performances. But offensively, what they do? They ran relentlessly and effectively.
Yep.
And they couldn't throw it really all that effectively. And that's the 2025 Bills. So it kind of looked like a normal game, like the Carolina game, where you blow out a team that doesn't have what it takes, and you look great. So, chalk up wins, stack wins, stay in the division race. Job well done.
Yeah, it's not a game for what did you learn. Right? We didn't literally learn anything, did we? Other than maybe
Brandon
we learned.
Cooks can run a 13-yard stop.
We saw that. The other thing we might have learned is that the Pittsburgh Steelers are the best matchup you could possibly imagine in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
If you were going to end up the 5 and they win their division, that is Give me that right now, all day. So other than that, they had a game they've had multiple times this year.
Yep.
They're at their best offensively when they're running through your face, and you can't stop them. And that was with 2 running backs for the first time yesterday. Ray Davis doubled his season yardage in one game on 9 carries, and Cook obviously had a career high by 5 with 32. So they definitely ran the ball at will. I don't know how many teams they'll play that they can do that to, but when they do play a team like that, no Derek Harmon, I think, also hurt Pittsburgh, by the way.
Yep.
He's maybe their best run defender on the defensive line, and he was not available. And without him, they couldn't do much stopping the Bills. They didn't adjust to it. I don't know how many teams you'll play like that down the stretch, but same. Like, stay in the division race, the 1-seed race, even maybe to a lesser extent, and give yourself some breathing room from wondering if they're actually going to make the playoffs. Because if they had found a way to lose that game yesterday,
it would have been tough.
Today would be about, are they going to find a way to squeak in? And now this is a real fight on their hands. Houston would be tied with them and having the tiebreaker. Now it's much more comfortable. Their odds went up to like 89% yesterday. I think you can keep your eyes set on, all right, I'm still live for the division a little bit. You might need a Giants win tonight.
Which I am picking.
You are picking
I'm picking that, yes.
Even without Kayvon Thibodeau playing?
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's not playing tonight.
Well, that's not great.
But Jackson Dart's playing.
Half the reason I'm picking it is because of the Patriots losing their left tackle and the Giants being able to rush the passer.
And they don't have Thibodeau.
Well, we'll see.
They might still be able to. So I don't just win is a win, and I hope they get to play Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
They probably won't. Pittsburgh is a big, long shot to win their division. Pittsburgh will probably miss the playoffs also because their schedule remains kind of difficult from here.
They're tied with however many games to go, and they still have 2 games against the Ravens.
Yeah, which maybe they could win.
Right.
I no longer want to treat anybody playing the Ravens like they're in for a loss, but the Steelers do play the Lions and the Browns still, and they could definitely lose to the Lions.
I think the Ravens is tougher, though. The Ravens go... Their 2 games with the Steelers. Their other 3 games are at the Bengals, home against the Patriots, and at the Packers.
All right, so the Ravens...
So Baltimore's is tougher.
Boy, you would love... Teams should be lining up to play the Steelers in the first round.
Yes.
It would. There'll be a...
I'll go there. I'll go there.
Sure.
Fine.
Right.
We're just going to chant fire Tomlin.
The good news is if you have to line up for that, they're probably the low division winner, which means you'd win to get it, not like tanking a game to try and get to that spot.
Right.
So anyway, plenty to talk about. 803-0550, the Bills win. They run for more yards in that stadium, in Acrisure Stadium, than anybody has run in that stadium since it opened. So that's a punch in the face, I guess, if you want that. Josh Allen looked to me to kind of go into a little bit of bleep it mode, where he wants to run, wants to get hit, wants to get up. Plenty to talk about that Hayward incident where Hayward wants to fight him.
Yep.
He claims that Allen kneed him in the stomach. Allen did not get a call on a slide there, which I'm ready to talk about that as well. I'm not nearly as mad as a lot of people probably are. That's just because of my own personal thoughts on the state of the quarterback slide. So we'll mix that in as well. Keon Coleman, welcome back.
Hello, Keon.
Welcome back. Brandon Cooks, welcome to the team. Khalil Shakir, where'd you go?
Yeah.
I mean, Shakir's completely disappeared in the last couple of weeks, which is a bit odd.
Ty Johnson led the team in targets yesterday.
Listen, the 2 leading receivers in this game, right? You know who the Steelers was Darnell Washington. Because at the end of the game, he gets 45 yards and catches, and he ends up being their leading receiver. So,
and the Bills, Cook. Cook. Gotta be careful with that now. There's a Cook and a Cooks. It went Cook, Knox, Johnson.
Right. Running back, tight end, running back. And for the Steelers, it was similar. It was tight end at the top, and then Metcalf, but then Gainwell, Warren, Jonnu Smith. It was not a game for receivers. And if there's one thing you might say about this exact game, doesn't the Pittsburgh offense look like the Bills on a bad day? It's the worst version of the Bills offense is the Steelers offense. I mean, the quarterback is obviously much worse, but what are they? They're a team that can't throw to a receiver to save their lives. Like, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing in that Pittsburgh offense that scares you. Freiermuth, remember him? He's on that team.
Does he even play anymore?
Who knows?
Is he the 3rd string tight end? He was the only time without a catch yesterday.
He does not really. He's not a factor in their passing game. So.
Well, in the Metcalf part of it is, I think if you look at Metcalf's numbers, like he's become completely ineffective in the last month and a half. And what's happened in the last month and a half in Pittsburgh, the ball is coming out in like a second.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's all quick game. It's all short, around the sticks, like Rodgers being a game manager. What is DK Metcalf? He is a downfield, like longer developing plays, and that's when you're going to get his best. You put him in a quick game offense, it doesn't make any sense. So it's no surprise. He hasn't had 50 yards in a game, and this is now 5 games in a row. He hasn't cracked 50, and there's a game in there with 6, 35. Yesterday was 32, 22. Like, you're just not getting anything from him. And that would almost be doubly frustrating. You know, if you feel like you have a guy at that position that you know is really good, and it's still not happening. The Bills, like, just don't even have a guy like that. So in that way, it's different, but their offenses look similar. The Bills are definitely a more physical running team also.
Yep.
I think the Steelers are a pretend smash-mouth run team. They think they are that, and they really haven't been. They haven't been an elite running team since Le'Veon Bell was their running back.
If there's one criticism you might have of the Steelers, or that their fans might have today, there's probably a lot of them, it's they probably should have tried running the ball more. Because even though the Bills did a decent job, just keep trying. The Bills are defensively usually ready to give you a 50-yard run somewhere.
I thought yesterday was a little bit of a test for me of, like, the Bills' run defense has been bad all year, but I always feel like on some level, if you really want to stop the run, you can stop the run. At any time. Yeah. Like, if you really want to commit to it, anybody can stop the run.
And because there was no threat of pass, they could really commit?
That's the thing. It's how afraid actually are you of the pass? Because if you are at all, then this is the Bills' mantra kind of through the years is, go ahead, run it. We're not going to let you pass on us. When you play a team where you do not care at all about their pass attack because you're not afraid of it, and now it becomes, all right, well, now we could sell it to stop the run. A lot of base yesterday. You saw a ton of plays with Shaq Thompson, Dorian Williams, and Matt Milano all on the field at the same time. Like, all right, you're going to run out your Arthur Smith 2-3 tight end sets. We're just going to go heavy, and we're going to sell out to stop the run. And, oh, look, they held them to 3.2 yards per carry. I think if they really wanted to do that to running teams, I think they could do that. It's just how much do you want to keep back there to defend the pass?
Can you do that to the Colts? Can you do that to...
You might not want to do it to the Colts because you're more afraid of Daniel Jones killing you with play action than Pittsburgh would.
Right. Can you do it to Cincinnati, who you'll be deathly afraid of the pass as opposed to the run?
Taron Johnson might play every snap next week.
Right.
So I think that was a test. Like, you're thinking they're going to run all the time. Maybe they should have ran it more. But again, 3 yards a carry, 18 carries for 58 yards. I'm not sure that really would have worked had they done it.
803-0550 is our phone number. It's Buffalo Bills Football Monday and a Victory Monday. Football Monday brought to you by Northwest Bank. For what's next, get started at northwest.com. Sets up a big game this week against the Cincinnati Bengals, who look like they have a little bit of life. Mo in New Jersey leads us off on this Victory Monday. Mo, good morning. Hang on, Mo. We'll get you up.
Beautiful Monday.
Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. Beautiful Victory Monday. Not a beautiful offensive performance, I would say, on the passing side, but I'm going to say, all right, I don't make apologies for when we lose, and I'm definitely not going to say, terrible win. But at the same time, the whole game, I just felt like the passing offense just never got into rhythm, whether it's because they played, whatever style defense they played. I'm not a coach. I'm not exactly sure if they played 2 safeties or whatever it was. Just, I felt, I saw the first half to Cooks. I got excited. Like, ooh, maybe we have a legitimate receiver on our team. Never saw him again. Didn't hear Gabe Davis' name mentioned after the first interception. But anyway, I'm really happy for the way the team played, especially the offensive line. Like, deep down inside, I'm an offensive lineman. And when I heard Dawkins and Brown were out, I thought we were doomed, to be honest. I just thought we were doomed after that performance against the Houston Texans last week. But I'm really proud of the way the offensive line, the way they played. I don't think Allen got sacked once. He did get hurt maybe a couple of times, but generally speaking, they dominated that game. It's the reason we won, and the defense as well. After that fumble return for a touchdown, which completely changed the complexion of the game, I think Mike Tomlin woke up as a whole and just dominated. The way they dominated that third quarter, I don't think I've ever seen us dominate a team in that fashion. And obviously, by the time the fourth quarter came around, it was just a matter of, how much I'm talking about like how many more minutes in like real time before we just win this game. So, proud of this win. Huge game coming up against the Bengals. I hope we get our guys back. And let's go Bills.
Thanks, Mo. Yeah, the Steelers, I mean, have you ever seen a team, the answer to this is probably yes, but it's been a while, with less fight in them than the Steelers in like the
Totally quit.
second half of the third quarter and fourth quarter? That game was over.
Totally quit.
They had no interest. Nobody wanted to play.
They've done that before, by the way.
Yeah.
They ran in the second half a total of, I believe it was 18 plays. Let me double check that. But they just couldn't get on the field at all in the second half. That's the other part of it. Alec Anderson, Ryan Vandemark, like them being able to run the ball the way they did. I don't think Pittsburgh would have done much more with more possessions anyway, but you didn't even give them a chance at it, right? Like, they just couldn't get the Bills off the field at all. They went on drives in the second half of 4 minutes and 27 seconds, 8 minutes and 14 seconds, and 9 minutes and 4 seconds. By the way, had they gotten that last 3rd and 2, they would have broke the franchise record for time of possession in a game. Like, they couldn't get the ball away from the Bills.
Yeah. So all around, very strong performance. Yards per play. Bills at 5, and the Steelers at 4 yards per play. Passing, Aaron Rodgers, 108 yards passing.
Yep.
10 of 24. I shouldn't say just Rodgers. That's Mason Rudolph, too. 10 of 24 as a team. Woof. That's a bad team that has found its way to miraculously get, like, 6 turnovers and win. Maybe my favorite part of the game was when the Bills had already very obviously won the game, and Tony Romo started talking like prime Aaron Rodgers had just emerged from a cryogenic chamber. Here comes Rodgers. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Here comes Rodgers. This game is over. You're pretending that this game is still in
and he's coming out with a giant cast on his left arm.
Here he comes.
His nose is all beat up.
Still a 2-score game.
He's 42. Look, this guy trotting on the field, just a non-threat.
It was nuts.
Total non-threat.
Yep.
Rodgers yesterday.
Non-threat. And
I also can't believe he came back in.
He wants another season. He's got to be done. It's over, man. It is over.
I know. I mean, maybe it's over in Pittsburgh. Minnesota might need a quarterback very soon, and he wanted to go there before the year.
If he wants to go kill another season, maybe he can do that for Minnesota,
It probably
too.
goes better there than it's going in Pittsburgh. But, right, like I don't think there's much left for that guy. He is a game manager, and that's it.
803-0550. A great day from James Cook, even though he had the one fumble, which is a bit of bad luck there. He just dropped it, and then looked like he recovered it, and then dropped it again.
I think his own knee hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, his own knee kicked it out of his arm.
His knee, had been watching a lot of the Peanut Punch videos, and just punched it right out of his arms. So the Steelers, they get the early lead. I don't know.
The defender's going to watch that now and do some UFC, flying knees into the ball. That's an idea.
Did you think when it was, trailing at halftime they were in trouble?
Yes, I really did.
I
really thought they were in trouble. And it just was, how many points were they going to score? I didn't know what they were going to get to. When it was 3 at the half, and we've seen halves like that before, and them not really manage to come out of the gates very strong in the second half either. I was worried just that it was going to be one of these Steeler games. These dumb Tomlin games where that's not a good team, and they get their couple turnovers, which they got in the first half, and it was going to be, the Steelers, how did the Steelers beat the Bills? 15-12 today in Pittsburgh. I really was worried it was going to be one of those games. But the moment Benford ran into the end zone, I thought the Bills were going to win the game. That's how quick it flipped for me.
Yep.
Suddenly the Bills have the lead, and now Pittsburgh is back on the hunt. I didn't think there was going to be much chance for a team to come back in that game. But credit to the Bills. Once they got the lead, they were able to sit on it. I thought they were in trouble. I did.
I did not.
You were confident they were going to get enough points?
Yes, but I tell you all the time, in games, I'm confident they're going to win all the time. I thought they were going to come back and beat Houston. I thought they were going to come back and beat Miami until very late, like the Allen tush push fumble. I always think they're going to come back and win because they usually do. And
they had one good drive in the first half.
That's right. But to me, it
was the last drive.
It felt a little like the Atlanta game, except not being down by as much. And by that, I mean, if they're going to go in the locker room and they're going to say, listen, we're just going to run that same play 30 more times and score a bunch of points. And the defense got out. That defensive score helped a lot because that kind of makes you feel like you can do it even more. You got your positive game script. You can lean on it. But I mean, the Steelers.
Well, also the Steelers came out throwing after
Right,
that, and
right.
then that's how the interception happens.
Right. So I thought they'd win the whole time. I did not know what to expect with the backup offensive lineman, and thought, with Vandermark and Alec Anderson, how will that look? And it didn't even really look bad in the passing game. I didn't think Allen was endlessly under duress. I know they did throw the ball quickly, but
TJ Watt had one pressure in this game, and it was on a play that he was unblocked.
there's
Like,
what happened to that guy?
Nothing from him.
$40 million.
Urbig got through a couple times, I think, but
Yep.
Allen was not under pressure.
Allen had a good day evading the rush. He had a good day extending plays. He had a good day getting away from pressure.
Yep.
And the Bills win. So it's a victory Monday. And next up, the Cincinnati Bengals, which it's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good test for this McDermott defense, this Bobby Babbage defense, because Burrow in two games and a quarter, because we have the first quarter of the Hamlin game, Burrow has not been stopped by the Bills.
Correct.
That's it. He's played 9 quarters, and it's never been tough for him. The one game that was close, he threw for 350, 2 touchdowns, no picks. The Bills lost that game by 6. So I'm eager to see what they can cook up. And on the injury front, we have to watch, I feel like we say this every week, Joey Bosa, who left the game with a hamstring. So
Burrow, who, by the way, has also won 8 games in a row that he started.
Not bad.
He's won 8 games in a row.
And you'd think T. Higgins will be back. He was out this past week because of concussion protocol, but that's
Maybe.
a short week. He's had another week and a half to kind of get ready for it. So Chase and Higgins and Burrow and
No Lou Anarumo anymore.
That's right. He was key. It's Buffalo Bills Football Monday, a victory Monday here on WGR. It's brought to you by Northwest Bank. For what's next, get started at northwest.com. Wide open phone lines, Bills fans. If you want to say you're concerned, you are nervous, that's allowed. We're not going to get mad at anybody. You can say what you want here. But it's a win, and the Bills really needed it, of course.